morning. It is the 10th of April. It is Thursday. Welcome to this week's vlog. Tibble, I swear to God! Get out of here! Sir! Hold on. Maybe editing me will put that there because what the fuck, dude? So he's just wrapped around my camera now. Hi. It's, Thursday. The plan today is to get 50% into the Teeth at Dawn. I'm really enjoying it. If you watched last week's vlog, you will have heard me talk about how much I'm enjoying it. Yeah, I'm having a good time. And then also to get 50% into the God of Endings, which is a vampire book that I am actually genuinely enjoying. So, surprise to me. Not because it's a vampire book, but surprise to me because it's a historical book. But I'm enjoying the way that the story is being told so far. I'm only 25% in, but I'd like to get 50% into that as well today. Don't make promises, but I'd like to. I also think that I'm probably going to try to read the next witch book, witch comic book, either today or tomorrow. Did I write? No. No, I did not. But that's okay. I wasn't even supposed to have started the Teeth at Dawn already in my little thing that I track for all of my readings, so, and that's on being ahead. It's such a long book though that I am okay with me already starting it. Like I genuinely may try to get further into the God of Endings so that I can finish. You know what? I might actually try to finish the God of Endings tomorrow. Now that I'm thinking about it. I don't know. We'll see. What else? What else? Going to my parents today to help my mom out. My dad's got pottery, and so and my mom just had knee replacement surgery, so I'm gonna go and hang out with her. And then I've got, I did get the vinyl for the rest of the windows in my living room. I put the bottom panels on. I haven't done the top panels yet because I forgot that the top panels are a bigger size. Unlike this window, they're the same size on this window, but on the windows in the living room, they're a bigger size, and so I miscalculated and cut. I didn't measure twice. I didn't measure twice. So that's on me, but I did cut smaller pieces by accident, just by a little bit, so part of me is like, I can make it work by cutting something up at the top. Just not the end of the world. But here we are. I'm also tempted to do electrical tape, black electrical tape around the border. Just one, to clean up the edges, and then two, to make it look intentional. Because right now it's white, and I think the black electrical tape would look kind of cool. I don't know though. I'll have to ask my dad if he has any also. I don't. The last time I had electrical tape was when I used to use it to help stretch my ears, because that is a thing that you can do. Don't do that, actually. I don't know if that's good for your ears or not, but when I was stretching my ears in high school, back in the day, I would every day put another layer of electrical tape on tapers that were the size that I currently was, and then it would stretch them just a little bit every single day. My brother taught me that, and his ears used to be this big. They're not now. They've shrunk down a lot, but yeah, fun things, just fun things about being a scene kid in high school. But I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna leave this here. Oh, one other thing is that I'm working on the book blanket, obviously, perpetually. So we've got the next panel almost done, which is good. My goal essentially is to have, for every book that I finish, to actually be up to that in the book blanket. And I think because I did a few for the beginning panel, I think that I'm doing that well. But I think that's it. I think I'm gonna go. I've got some stuff I'm doing with my MP3 player. There's some stuff I want to do on my website too that I haven't done. I want to make boxes pop out when you click on them, and I need to just dig into how you're supposed to do that. So anyway, I think I'm gonna go. I keep saying that, I'm sorry, but for real this time, I'm gonna go. I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, thanks, bye! I didn't realize, like I didn't think about the fact that I didn't block the mesh sweater before I was like, yay, it's done. And the sleeves are too long. So I already undid this sleeve. It's still a little bit too long. I'm thinking about changing it more. Like, yeah, I'm gonna actually need to frog quite a bit more. It's way too long. This is what it looked like. It's too long, so we're gonna have to frog some shit. It's fine. I can figure it out. Like, it's not the end of the world. It's just a little bit annoying. And it's 100% on me. So, I mean, who else would it be on, right? But, anywho, yeah, I fucked up. It's fine. How we doing, gang? I gotta reboot my computer, apparently. It's Friday, the 11th. I'm very tired. I did end up getting 75% into, sorry for the pink, I did end up getting 75% into the God of Endings. I'm really, really enjoying it. It's very interesting. A contemporary vampire story is not something I expected to be reading. But I am, here we are. It's interesting. I'm having a good time. I didn't expect to have a good time. I find the plot interesting. I almost feel like the vampire part is like an afterthought. Which is okay. Like, I don't mind. I would have read this without the vampire thing. You know, if the other things were happening, I would have still been committed to the book. Hi! What? So there's that. I didn't get further. I got 50% into The Teeth of Dawn. I got 50% of The Teeth of Dawn. I'm having a good time reading it. That's really it. I have the ebook. I got it for the Kobo app. And yeah, I have that, so that's good. The downfall of this yarn is that it's not acrylic, and so it sticks to itself really intensely. Today, I would like to finish the God of Endings, and I would like to get 75% into the Teeth of Dawn. I also would like to finish one of the witch comics. I don't, know if I will be able to, because I gotta go over to my parents' house this morning. Like around 10, because my dad is getting his tattoo done, and my mom essentially need to babysit my mom. She doesn't really need anything, but it's because she doesn't need to be home alone all day right after this recovery, so because it's only been a little over a week. Although last night I was over there, essentially babysit, and she's already walking around and stuff on just a cane and walker, so she don't really need me, but I don't mind, so I'll be going over there to do that later today. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to read the witch comics. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna have time or the screen space. I usually read it on one of my monitors while I do work. So I don't know. We will see for sure what happens. I also don't know how long I'll be there, so like I don't know what Aiden and I are doing tonight. We shall see. We've been watching a lot of Degrassi. I talked about this a little bit in last week's vlog, I think. Oh, something that I wanted to say about Teeth of Dawn, I just remembered, because I have the ebook now. The reason that I kept thinking, that I was like, whoever the romantic interest is, whoever that guy is, whatever his name is, and I couldn't remember, and I was like, I want to say it's Tybalt, and I know that it's not. It's Tibbet. Tibbet? That's why. That's why I kept wanting to say it was Tybalt, because it's Tibbet. That's what it was. Wait. Okay. I think this is a good place for me to stop, because I'm going to have to try and get this knot out, and it's going to make me a little bit crazy. So, what if I do that? I'm going to go. I've got stuff I need to do, and someone's texting me, so I'm going to go. I'll talk to you later. Okay, thanks. Bye. It's Monday, the 14th of April. How you doing, gang? I was supposed to read more of The Teeth of Dawn over the weekend. Actually, I was supposed to finish it. I did not, but that's okay, because it doesn't really matter. These things are arbitrary. I actually had somebody in the comments yesterday that was asking about if I would ever explain my process, and I will. I plan to, 100%. The issue is that so much of it is filled with rules and things that don't make sense to anybody but me. And so it's going to be quite the endeavor to explain any of those things. I actually have it mostly scripted, like how I track everything, but not necessarily like how I plan stuff. When I talk about, I will say, and I can explain this now, when I talk about, and I'll explain it in the actual sit down video too, but when I talk about I was supposed to get 25% into this, I want to get 50% into this, how I had to do it when people ask, I have a piece of paper. That's how I track that. I have a piece of paper. And it just says my planned reading for the week or the month or whatever I can fit on that piece of paper. I've done that for years, since I picked up reading again, so since 2019. I know my limits, okay? So I know that generally I only like to be reading 2 books at once nowadays. It used to be 3. I only like to be reading 2 books at once. I know that I can listen to more than I can read with my eyes in a day that I am working. So like, say I was listening to a book that is shorter than The Teeth of Dawn, like your standard 12 hours or less audiobook. I know I can get about 50% into it in a day, and so that's usually my goal, is to get 50% into it. Used to, when I was more insane, my goal would be to finish those in a day. Now I usually only like try that with things that are under 10 hours, like 8 hours really, like, because I don't want to push myself unnecessarily and then feel like I'm not actually listening to anything. So then for ebooks, I can read more than 25% a day, but I don't generally like to, because I like to stew on what I was reading and also be able to recall the information when I'm updating a vlog. So I try to keep those things in mind when I plan them. I am always reading 1 audiobook and 1 ebook, or at least that is my intent, is to always be reading 1 audiobook and 1 ebook. Sometimes I have a book in both formats, because sometimes I'm just doing a better job of listening than reading with my eyes, or sometimes I'm doing a better job of reading with my eyes than listening. And it just depends on what's going on that day and how I'm feeling. And those things vary, right? So it's not that complex. It's just very specific to me. And I know some people are like, why do you set these arbitrary goals? Like, this isn't a competition, whatever. I don't look at it as any of that. I know that some people view the amount that I read as like unnecessary, competitive, and or unrealistic. Sure, I'm sure that it is for most people. Most normal day-to-day people. The thing is, here's something you have to understand. My mother finishes, I would guess, about 80 to 100 books a year. My sister-in-law, probably in the same, if not more, category. And they are not book influencers. They're just people that just be reading. So like my brother, my dad, everybody in my family reads excessively. Like, excessively. This has been a part of my life, my whole life. That summer reading program taught me that I could set arbitrary goals for reading and feel deep satisfaction when I met those arbitrary goals. And they gave me a pizza. I don't even get a pizza when I do those things now. That's crazy. So yeah, like there's that disclaimer too. Is these goals they're not real, they're not important, they don't matter. They literally don't matter. Which is why when I don't do something that I had as a goal, I'm like, whatever, it's fine. Because it doesn't matter. I'm not competing with anybody here. These are just goals that I set for myself because I'm unwell. No, but here we are. I'm excited to finish The Teeth of Dawn. My brain has just been mush lately. It's fine now. We're figuring things out, but yeah, I'm supposed to go to my parents today to work on some of the things that I had sculpted but haven't glazed yet. I'm supposed to glaze them. There's a couple of things that I'm going to be glazing. My dad also has molds for creating mice, and I'm really excited about that. He got them just for me, so that's exciting. I probably should make a couple more frogs, but I don't know if I'm going to. Also, I saw someone making a little vase for flowers that hangs on a wall and it looks like a bow when there's not flowers in it. This appeals to me, so I need to think about that a little bit more. And I wanted to make little trophies for the people who come to my birthday party, little things. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but that is something I wanted to do. We will see. That's largely it. This was kind of a longer update just so that I could give kind of a this is how this works, don't worry about it kind of vibe. I think that's it. So I got some work that I need to do. I'm gonna listen to that book, and I will talk to you guys later. Okay, bye. read a lot yesterday. I finished The Teeth of Dawn, 5-star read. I really, really enjoyed it. It felt like a very clean and satisfying way to wrap up the series. I felt like my questions were answered. I felt very happy with what I read. And also, if you like Gideon in the Ninth, you'd probably like this series. Is my grand conclusion. As I was listening to it, and things were being revealed and whatever, I was like, this gives some The Locked Tomb vibes, you know? So, yeah. And I enjoyed that. I did a lot, actually. Sorry, my thing was showing me something weird. Then I got 25% into The Anxious Generation. There are some points, which I did say, I expected this, there are some points where I was like, how much of this can we give credit to social media and not to parenting? There are some things that could be done parenting better. However, with that said, they do address that also, so how mad can I get about it? But I'm enjoying it. I think it's really interesting. Something that I've always joked that women are better at, or people who are raised in female-centric, societal, whatever. I've always joked that they would be better at Survivor than men because they, sorry, I'm restarting my computer, have to play the social game, for their whole life they're playing the social game. And what I meant by that is that girls bully socially, and it is very different than male bullying. Male bullying is physical. And that's actually true. I was right this whole time. I was correct, and anyone who doubted me was wrong. That's the gist of that. No, apparently it's relational, or interpersonal aggression. So there's always been this idea that women are less aggressive than men, or rather teen girls are less aggressive than teen boys. This is not true. They are relationally aggressive. So they are aggressive to their peers in such a way that it affects their social standing. For boys, they are aggressive in such a way that it is physical. Bitch, I've been saying that. As somebody who got bullied, and as somebody who was raised with brothers, I really struggled with understanding relational bullying, because physical bullying made more sense to me. Take that however you want, but that's how I felt about it. I did, so felt some gratification in that. Then I got 45% into Light from Uncommon Stars. I'm really enjoying that one. It's very cute. I did not expect it to be as sweet as it is so far, and I know it's gonna devastate me. I know it's gonna hurt my feelings. I'm not looking forward to that. I don't know what's gonna happen that's gonna hurt my feelings, but I just know that it is. I would like to finish that today. I don't know if that's gonna be the case, but I would really like to finish that today. And then I'd like to get 50% into The Anxious Generation. I found though that The Anxious Generation was taking me such a long time to get through, mostly because it's a lot of information and it's really interesting information, and I've kept finding myself stopping and going, interesting, which slowed down my reading quite a bit. But luckily today I am not working on 3 different books. I'm just going to be working on those 2, so I will be much more likely to be able to get those things accomplished today. Not that it matters, we talked about this. I did film yesterday my video explaining my planning and all of that. I need to look at it because the raw footage is, each clip is 15 minutes long, so it's 30 minutes long raw. A lot of editing, and I feel like I ramble a bit, so I may end up refilming it today. I don't know, but I might end up refilming it today just because I'm gonna want it to be better, The struggle is explaining this is difficult because so much of it is built out of arbitrary rules that are not real. So Okay, Sarah, I guess. I think that's gonna be it though. I don't think I have a whole lot else to talk about. So yeah, with that, I'm gonna run updates on my computer and read. So I'll talk to you later. Okay, thanks, bye. Hello, do I look tired? It's because I am. It's because I am. Hi, it's definitely day of the week. It's Thursday. It's Thursday the 17th, which means I'm going to close out the vlog. I did finish hello, hi, yes. Would you like to chime in? I finished What the Woods Took yesterday by accident. Didn't mean to finish that. And I really enjoyed it. It was a 5-star read. I've now had 3 5-star reads this month. What is going on, guys? That's crazy. I also finished Ab on Me for 2 this morning. And it was good. A 4-star read. It got a little boring at the end. Not boring, but I just was like, I don't really care about this, you know? Like towards the end. Like it was good, but I just was like, okay. You know? But that's it. I think I'm gonna close the vlog out, so I will talk to you guys next week. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like and subscribe and share. If you didn't, it's my life. Don't know what to tell you. I'm gonna go. Okay, thanks, bye!